Here's side 2 of your Chapter 2 study guide. Number 12, write your answers in standard form. When writing numbers from scientific notation to standard form, I'd like to look at the exponent to decide whether this number will become larger or smaller. If it's a positive exponent, your number is going to get bigger. If it's a negative exponent, your number gets smaller. So you write down the coefficient, put your pencil on the decimal, and then move that many positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 moves. Fill in the zeros. And then this becomes 5, 6, 1, 7, 0, 0, 0. The decimal's at the end, so I don't have to include it. So I got a very large number because the exponent is positive. For number 13, the exponent is negative, so this number will become smaller. So I'd first copy down the coefficient, and then put your pencil where the decimal is, and we're going to bring this back 2 positions. And then don't forget to draw the decimal and fill in with 0. Then I would rewrite this problem. And you could, it's optional, you could put a 0 out front. But make sure the decimal point is in the right spot. Number 14. The weight of Mercury is 6.95 times 10 to the 15th kilograms. The weight of Mars is 5.714 times 10 to the 15th kilograms. What is the combined weight of Mercury and Mars? Combined weight, when we're combining things, that means we're adding. So we're going to take these values and add them together. And you are welcome to use your calculator. And in doing so, just be sure to use the parentheses. So make sure you group the quantities and then add them up. Okay, I got 1.2689 times 10 to the 16th power. The key here was just to read carefully and know whether you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. 15 reads, the planet Purog is 9.99 times 10 to the 5th kilometers away from the planet Kroot, and planet Rekla is 4.23 times 10 to the 5th kilometers away from planet Yelv. I don't know how to say those planets, but I'm trying. How much farther away is Purog from Kroot compared to Rekla and Yelv? I'm going to do a little sketch here first so I can kind of think of what this problem is asking. So first I'm going to represent this Purog planet with a P and the Kroot planet with a K. And it says that the distance between these two is 99.10 to the 5th. Next I read that this planet Rekla, I'm going to represent with an R, is 4.23 times 10 to the 5th away from the planet with the Y. So I drew those two planets, and they are 4.23 times 10 to the 5th away from each other. So now, how much farther away is Purog from Kroot compared to Rekla and Vel, however you say that. So how much farther away is this amount from this amount? So I'm thinking how much farther away, that means we're going to subtract these values. So again, put the values in parentheses, and after you decide what the problem is asking, go ahead and compute the work. So this would be a subtraction problem. So go ahead and compute that. And I came up with 5.76 times 10 to the 5th power. So how much further away is Pirog from Crute compared to that value? So how much further away is this value to that value? Describe how to add 6.5 times 10 to the third plus 6.4 times 10 to the fourth using scientific notation. So I may approach this problem first by going ahead and doing the addition, and then I'll do my description. So to do this, I would take these values. One strategy would be to put them into standard form. So that would be, I'll bring down my coefficient. I'm going to move the decimal 3 places. Okay, so that's 6,500. And then this here, 6, 4, move it 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. 64,000. Okay, so now once I put them in standard form, I'm going to add them up. So 64,000, I'm going to put the larger number on top. And then I will add the values together. So I got 70,500. Now, since we have to use scientific notation, I'll convert this back into scientific notation. So I make my coefficient between 1 and 10, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer would be 7.05 times 10 to the fourth. Okay, now I have to describe what I just did using words. So let me come up with a written response here, and I'll share it with you. Okay, so I came up with a response like this. To add using scientific notation, I converted the values into standard form. Once in standard form, I added the values together. When I got the sum, I converted it back into scientific notation. And then I would have my work here to show these steps. Okay, last problem. Plankton are microscopic organisms that drift in water. A whale feeds by swimming through masses of plankton with its mouth open. A single whale can eat about 1,277,500 kilograms of plankton in a year. Coral, Plopus, blue chromis, and sponges eat about 3,521,789 kilograms of plankton per year. Write each of the amounts in scientific notation. Then write the combined amount of plankton eaten in a year by both groups in scientific notation. So first we're going to write the amounts in scientific notation, and then write the combined amounts. If we're combining the amounts, that tells us we're going to be adding when we're done here. Okay, step 1, scientific notation. Okay, here's my two values. I have to take these very large values and get them to be between 1 and 10. So I put the decimal right out front. And then I can kind of shorten it a little bit, take off those zeros. And then times 10. So from the back to where I moved it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves. So my exponent is 6. Okay, so that's what the whale can eat. And the second value, I'm going to slide the decimal right here. 3.5217889. I can't take any of those digits off. And let's see from the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, once those are together, or once those are in scientific notation, I can go ahead and add. I'm going to use my calculator and my parentheses and carefully type those amounts in. And I came up with an answer of, okay, there's my answer, 4.799289 times 10 to the 6th power. That is a lot of plankton. That is my final answer. And the key here when you're reading problems like this is to look for what operation we need to be performing. And in this case, a combined amount means we're doing addition.